Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the channel and to another episode of the IndyCar Podcast. And if you did see Thea start, now I can't remember where the camera angle is, you might have just seen a tail just suddenly disappear. She wanted to be part of it, and then when it started, she's like, I'm out, got camera shy. Yeah. So that is what it is. That is the life of a cat owner. They want to be the star of the show, and then when it comes down to it, they bottle it. But anyway, we are here for another IndyCar podcast because we're back in action this weekend. It's at Mid-Ohio.
Yes. There was a pause there. I was like,
well,
what?
I just thought for dramatic effect I'd get a pause. Mid-Ohio.
Well, you nailed it, I think.
Thank you. With the keyhole.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great track.
One of the toughest tracks on the calendar physically on the drivers.
Yeah, most physically demanding. And obviously we had a double header there last year. And I think the double header did suffer over the course of that weekend. Because the first race was a cracker. And the second one was still good. But the drivers seemed a lot more to settle in that second race. Because they were like, my body hurts. Ow. But as always with our previews, we're going to start off with some facts about the track. We'll then go into our kind of general thoughts ahead of this weekend. Any kind of threads of thoughts that we think for the season that are worthy of note going into it. We'll make our podium predictions. We'll make our kind of rookie of the weekend predictions. And we'll make our star performer predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Then hand it back over to you guys and we'll see what you think ahead of this weekend. Are you excited, IndyCar's? I'm just excited IndyCar's back this weekend. It feels weird. Just a week's break. It's too long.
Well, I'm afraid there may be a few more than a week's break after Mid-Ohio.
No. Right, okay, let's get on with it. Facts. So nice quick ones for you today. We'll just do first race, most successful driver, and covering last year's race. So the first race at Mid-Ohio was held in 1980 as part of the kart championship and was won by Johnny Rutherford. It would remain on the calendar until 2003 when kart collapsed, and it then had a gap between 2004, but it returned in 2007, but returned in 2007 and has been a mainstay on the calendar ever since. Most successful driver is Scott Dixon. He has won 6 at the track, which, matter of fact, is the same amount of championships he has won.
Is that an omen or not?
Don't know. Wow. Yeah, that was inspirational. And his team, Chip Ganassi, are the most successful team with 11 wins. So that's a second racetrack in a row where Penske aren't the most successful team.
Bam.
Incredible. Incredible scenes.
Hey,
Incredible
nearly worked for them in Road America.
But last year, like we said, was a doubleheader, and it saw Will Power claim his first win of the 2020 season, and Colton Herta claim Andretti and his first win of the season in the second race, with his teammates Rossi and Hunter Ray joining on the podium, making it an Andretti clean sweep on day 2 at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, I remember that. It was Andretti were nowhere, and then all of a sudden they were 1, 2, 3, 4.
Boom. That's where they were.
Yep.
Good things all come at once. Rossi had got a couple of podiums.
Yep.
But
they hadn't got their win.
No, and Herta got that win. So
my main takeaway from those stats, though, is obviously the Scott Dixon 6 and 6. Does that mean if he wins Mid-Ohio, he'll win 7 and 7?
Potential. And I'm thinking now, obviously, Joseph Newgarden, after that retirement, he's well beyond, but he doesn't want to consider himself out of the championship. So I would expect someone like Joseph Newgarden to go kind of balls to the walls type thing and just go at it. He will play some big risks in. It hasn't got to that stage for Scott Dixon yet, but he's going to need at least to get on a little bit of runs to go on performances where he finishes ahead of Palou and Pato.
Yeah.
Whether that be by winning the race because they finished second and third, or just on track. He needs to start cutting down that points deficit just to make sure he hasn't got too much to do in the last couple of races. I mean, obviously retirements can happen all the way up until that last race of the season, but I think Joseph Newgarden 100% will be going ballsy, but maybe, because he's so good here as well, this may be one that Scott Dixon looks at and goes, I need to win this race if I'm going to win the championship.
He had a bit of an iffy doubleheader last year, didn't he? Because he had that spin in race 2, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Where he just completely lost it and went out outside the top 10. I think he got top 10 first result, didn't he? But yeah, he needs to start taking control about the championship. I don't think with the form Palou's on and with the form Pato's on, I don't think he's at a stage where he can keep getting best of the rest. No.
They haven't. The guys have looked consistent all season. Obviously, issues can arise and they can drop back naturally.
Yep, exactly.
You never know how it is. And obviously, was it Mid-Ohio last year that Alex Palou got taken out after qualifying well here? No, I think it was like Felix Rosenqvist, like Santino Ferrucci, they were going like wheel to wheel, and I think Alex Palou and Santino Ferrucci had the best qualifying all season for Dale Coyne. They both went out.
Yes.
I'm convinced that was this race. So it means that it's another track, and we know he's strong on road courses. Palou will feel comfortable at. I think Dixon has to start. His strength is the ovals, but he's only got Gateway left, with it confirmed that it's going to be a 16 race calendar.
Yep.
So we've only got 6 races left, or 7 races. Then we have 9. We should know these off the top of our head.
So it must be 7 races left.
Yeah, it must be 7 races left. So yeah, I think it's a big weekend for Scott Dixon.
Yeah, and obviously you were saying Joseph Newgarden. The two guys that have dominated the championship for the last 4 years need a big weekend here at Mid-Ohio to have any... Well, okay, Scott Dixon, no, he doesn't need to win the race. But Joseph Newgarden's in that last chance saloon, really.
He needs a win.
Yeah.
He needs a win desperately, and inside with that win, he kind of needs the others to have a really poor weekend.
Yes.
To kind of be back really in the hunt. But it's IndyCar. Stranger things can happen. All 3 could be involved in a collision or have issues. You know, we saw Scott Dixon at the Indy 500. You know, he just looked one of the quickest guys out there, in control. Bam. Issue with a ill-timed caution can just completely ruin a race.
Yeah.
Completely. So another interesting thread of thought before we make predictions.
A thread of thought.
Will Power hasn't won a race. Either has Team Penske. Won his first race of the season here last year.
Yep.
In quite dominant fashion, I believe.
He led from pole and basically led every single lap or majority of laps.
Yeah. And also Andretti have looked weak all season, but it was one that the 3 guys, and I'm going to count, unfortunately, Hinch didn't race here last year, but Hinch just seems to be in a real rut at the moment with Andretti, and it feels like that partnership may not continue next year, especially earrings from Michael Andretti, isn't it? He's looking to still go 4 cars next year, but he foresees that there will be driver changes. So that puts, for me, Colton Herta's nailed down, but Rossi, Hinchcliffe and Ryan Hunter-Reay are all up in the air.
Yeah.
So, with that may have just been a motivation one, but Ryan Hunter-Reay hasn't been too bad.
He's been consistent.
Yeah.
Ryan is, since in the last couple of years, he's just been there or thereabouts in the top 10. He hasn't set the world alight in gunning for race wins at all, but he's been there or thereabout.
Mm-hmm. And Rossi just needs to get off this poor streak.
Yeah. Rossi's... He went into this year probably thinking, I'm going to be the number one Andretti driver. But at the moment, he finds himself...
Well, he went into the season, I believe a quote from him was, it's the championship or it's a failure.
There we go. Well, it's a failure, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's out. If it's Newgarden's last chance to lose, Rossi's a few races ago.
Rossi's gone. Rossi's gone. That's not. He's not in contention. He's just in contention to pick up race wins. And if he is going to move, convince maybe one of the big boys.
Yeah.
To bring him across. Not that they need too much convincing because it is Alexander Rossi. We know how good he is. But he gets into that difficult stage of his career where he isn't a young, exciting talent anymore, but he's not the vet, quite in that vet series.
He's what the category you named as middle-aged.
He is middle-aged. Absolutely.
About
in
29,
race car driving.
Isn't he? 29, 28?
No, I think he's early 30s now.
Is he early 30s?
Yeah, I think he is Alexander Rossi. I might have aged him. Look, I'll tell you what. We'll find out. You stall. You give some thoughts.
I hope he doesn't watch this. Well, I'm the one calling him middle-aged.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're the one calling him early 30s. I don't think we win at all in this situation. What is he?
He's an age.
What is he?
He is an age that may or may not have been the one that you stated he is.
What is he?
He's 29.
29.
Okay, so the exact one that you said. Right, Rossi. He's still got plenty of time ahead of him in the IndyCar series. And he's still a young talent. He's not middle-aged at all. God, there we go. God, recover. Oh, what is our life going? But anyway, Andretti and Team Penske, two teams that have looked weak. They had a strong mid-high last year. Can you see them doing it this year? So either through a Will Power win or a Newgarden win, Pagenaud win, Scott McLaughlin, I suppose, could be thrown into the mix. I think unlikely.
Yeah.
But, all three of those guys, potential, or Andretti a win?
I'm feeling a Joseph Newgarden win. He looks so good around Road America.
So third time lucky, what you're saying?
Joseph or Will Power, because equally Will Power looks so good in Detroit in both races. One of them's got to win this. One of them. It's got to happen. It's got to happen.
So that probably moves us on nicely to the podium predictions part of the podcast. So, podium predictions. Stephen?
Joseph Newgarden. Will Power to win. Joseph Newgarden second, and third, Pato. I've got to go Pato. I was going to go Pillow. I'm sorry, but I got to put Pato first.
I mean, he'll be watching, so
I'm sorry.
You apologise to Alex. You say you're sorry. Winner is going to be Scott Dixon. Newgarden 2 and Pillow 3. I think
Pillow's nailed on for a podium.
I think he is absolutely nailed on for a podium. I mean, you haven't predicted that.
I just got to back my boy.
Yeah, you do have to back your boy. I just have a feeling it's been a long time since that Texas win. Scott is due a win.
Fair enough.
Because we've had Pillow win 2, we've had Pato win 2.
Time for Scott to win 2. Who did you predict second, sorry?
Newgarden.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think we've both predicted Newgarden. So I can see Newgarden on the podium.
Yeah.
But I just think that win's going to avoid Penske again for another week. I just feel good about Scott Dixon this weekend. But as always with podium predictions, it's like picking names out of a hat. Who knows? It could be Roman Grosjean, Ed Jones, go double Dale Coyne, and Connor Daly.
Yeah.
Or Santucci.
He's back.
He's back again. Yeah. Santino Ferrucci. He's back again.
Like you were mentioning, maybe that's bad for Pillow. Uh-oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Ferrucci. Don't do it. But, I think it seems to be getting regular. I thought he was just going down the NASCAR route, but maybe he is looking to be a third seat in the Rail Letterman Lanigan Racing, or maybe he's just preparing it for Antonio Felix da Costa.
One of the two are going to get it next year.
Surely.
Or maybe both of them.
I do feel Antonio Felix da Costa, with his links with Rail Letterman Lanigan Racing, is going to be in a third RLLR seat at one point. Whether it's next year is another thing.
Yeah. But that's for news for another time.
Yes, but that was podium predictions. Okay. Do you want to go rookie or star performer next?
I've got my star performer. It's going to be Graham Rahal. He's going to be absolutely smash it.
Okay.
He, in fact, is going to win the race. No. He's going to be a star performer.
Okay.
He could be a surprise winner.
But Rahal's a difficult star performer because he's consistently been in and around that top 5.
I know, but he's never put on a strong performance. No, that sounds bad.
Oh, jeez. Graham's career has just been thrown out the window. He's never had a strong performance.
No. Just this year.
No. Stop. No.
It's just like riding a bike.
All right, Oliver Askew.
No.
All right, Oliver Askew over there.
But has VK been cleared? Felix is back.
Yeah.
VK's been cleared as well.
I don't know. I don't know about VK.
So Graham, something's always gone a bit wrong. Whether that's been strategy or something's fallen off the car, like a tyre. Something has always gone wrong for him.
Too soon.
So I'm back in a strong performance. If he doesn't get... Maybe he has to come top 5 for my star performer to come. But I'm backing Graham.
Well, we're going to stick with the same team for my star performer, but I'm going to back Ferrucci. I've got a good feeling about him.
Yeah?
I just feel that because this isn't now just a one-off like the 500, he did both Detroit, missed Road America, but now he's in for Mid-Ohio again. I just feel like this is now an audition for this seat full-time next year to convince the team to kind of put him a full-time next year.
Yeah.
So I think Ferrucci's going to perform well. And like I said, qualified well there last year, went wheel to wheel with Colton. Didn't end entirely how he wished it would. But I'm going to back him to learn from his mistakes. And being a top 10 finish, maybe even top 5.
There we go.
We're backing the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing this weekend. There's our star performer. So rookie of the weekend, Stephen.
It's got to be only one. There's only one, Roman Grosjean.
I feel like on these road courses and how well Roman drove at Road America, it went from 3 to ruling out Jimmy to 2. And as well as I think Scott McLaughlin's been doing, but not necessarily a strong Penske year, I think Roman Grosjean has just settled in IndyCar like, a duck to water.
Yeah.
I think, he's flying.
I think Scott started well, but the performances have dropped away a bit.
Well, no, I think he's still doing solid. I just think because Roman Grosjean, with his single-seater experience, being far superior to the other two, Grosjean now looks like a guy who's going, this is my audition. This is to try and secure an Arrow McLaren third seat next year, as they're kind of hinting there, or a Team Penske ride or a Ganassi ride.
Oh, could you imagine Roman at Team Penske?
Yeah,
For some reason, sorry, a slight tangent here before we wrap up.
You just
I see Team Penske
going.
No, I see Team Penske as like the evil guys. I see them as the Empire in Star Wars, and I don't see Roman Grosjean as a Sith Lord. I see him more as a Jedi.
Indy Fanatics, where you get takes like no other. Penske is the Empire. Grosjean is Obi-Wan Kenobi rather than Anakin Skywalker. He chose the light side, not the dark.
Exactly, see?
Well, okay, potentially. I mean, it's a bit harsh on Joseph Newgarden and Will Power.
I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, all those guys, they've been thrown right under the bus.
I feel it's just
if you drive for Penske, you're evil. You're an evil human being.
Because they have that black and red colour scheme, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's Will Power's car. Maybe he's like the Emperor.
Okay. There you go. And on that...
See, I just said I was taking this on a tangent.
No, you did. And usually, in fairness, it is me. So
I was mixing it up a little bit.
Fair play to you. You brought yourself to the game. You've got to hang on a minute, Mike. I'm going to up you. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. That is the end of the Indy Fanatics preview of Mid-Ohio this weekend, because if we go on any longer, we'll come up with even more wild tangents, because that's what we do here.
The Empire Strikes Back. Team Penske.
Bloody Emperor is winning the race as well. All right. Comment down below with your thoughts on the racing and on said Star Wars. Which team do you associate with what? A villain or hero in the movie universe?
Yeah.
And if they're new around here or haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do?
They can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
Ding it! So for now, you Indy fans and Star Wars fans, and whatever fan you are, keep racing!